Hey everybody, my name's Tristan. I'm here with Good Guitarist, and today we're going to learn Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. One of the biggest riffs in history, also pretty easy, so this is a good one if you're just starting on electric guitar. Let's begin. So this riff is made up of 4 chords. The first one that we're going to play is an F power chord, which is down here. If you're unfamiliar with power chords, you should check out our ebook. There's a link down below because we're going to be using only power chords in this riff and moving them around a lot. The first one that we're going to play is an F power chord. We're going to find that down here at the 1st fret. I'm pretty much using my index finger to guide me the whole time with this. So I'm going to go from this chord to a B flat power chord, which is almost the same position. We're just going to slide everything over. So now my index finger is on the A string instead of the E string. So those are the first 2 chords. And then after that, we're going to slide up and almost do the same thing, except starting on the 4th fret. So this is an A flat power chord, and I'm going to do the same thing, go down a string. Now I'm on a D flat power chord. And those 4 chords make up the whole riff. If I play them all in a row like this, it already sounds like the song quite a bit. So what we're going to do is add a bit of strumming pattern to these. For our first chord, we're just going to go down, up, down. And then we're going to go to the next chord and go down, down, up. So if I put those 2 together, I get down, up, down, down, down. And then when we're going to slide up to our other 2 chords and do the exact same strumming pattern for them. Down, up, down, 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 up, down, down, down. Now if I put all of that together, I get So that might be a lot to take in all at once. Let's simplify our left hand a bit so we can work on the strumming pattern by itself. We're going to just play an F power chord for the whole time, and I'm going to try the strumming pattern, which is down, up, down, 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 down. Try it with me. So once you're comfortable with that, we can add the chord switch. So we're going to do down, up, down on the F and down, down on the B flat. We're going to just try it between those 2 chords for a bit, just to practice it. And when you're tired of that, we can try it between the other 2 chords just to get used to that. So now that we know the chords and the strumming pattern for this song, we just need to add one more element, which is the muting. So it's not even a note, it's just a sound that I'm making with the guitar. And I'm strumming normally, but with my left hand, instead of pushing down the strings, I'm just lightly, I'm just touching them so they don't sound like open strings. And I just get this kind of more percussive sound out of them. So we're just going to be adding these mutes in between the chord changes. So you can see that I'm just playing the in between the 2 chords. I'm going to do the exact same thing when we move up to the 4th fret here. One last thing to add to this riff to really make it just like the record is in between the position switch. Right before I switch to my A flat power chord, I just kind of brush these open strings. It's kind of the open 3rd and 4th string. It's a really subtle detail that a lot of people miss when they're learning the song, but it really makes it sound just like the record. So now that we know every single motion that we need to play the riff, let's try it together nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. so now we've played the riff a few times, it's feeling good. When you listen to the actual recording, you hear that it sounds like this. And then the drums come in. So you'll notice halfway through there, when the drums would have come in, my guitar tone changed a lot. It got a bit beefier and a lot nastier sounding. And so what that was is I hit a distortion pedal on the floor here, and my guitar tone went from a clean sound, just like a normal guitar, to having all that grit to it. So this is a really big part of playing this song properly. So whether it's on your amp or if you actually have a distortion pedal or something like that, you want to kick it in after the first 2 times of the riff after the intro. So as far as the actual tone goes, I can't give you specific instructions on how to get the exact sound because it's gear dependent, unless you have a Mustang, Fender Mustang like Kurt Cobain had, or a Proco Rat pedal, or he used a bunch of different things, but it's all gear dependent, and unless you have the exact same setup, it's probably not going to sound just like it. And even then, it sounds different with different players playing the same setup. So all I can do is give you some basic guidelines on setting up your distortion sound with either a pedal or an amp. So the most important thing is that you don't want a really big change in volume, maybe just a little bit. If I'm going from a clean sound, and all of a sudden my distortion comes in and it's like, that's not going to sound very good. It's just going to be way out of balance. So what you want to do is you just kind of go back and forth between the 2 sounds. So I have my clean sound, and then I'm going to try my distortion sound. I just want like a tiny bit of a boost in volume, and I think I'm getting that between those 2. Just because that's when the band comes in, you probably want to be a bit louder anyways. A lot of beginners, when they start using distortion, want to just crank the thing up as high as it goes. And so if I turn the distortion up to its full potential on this pedal at least, it just kind of muddies everything up. And with this particular distortion sound for, Nirvana, it does have a lot of gain, but not too much. So don't crank it all the way up to 10. Maybe start halfway and just creep it up until it's like, well, that's enough. That will do the job. And that will, it doesn't cover up as much of your actual guitar sound. It'll sound better in the end. So that main riff covers the intro and all the choruses, which is most of the song. It's the big part. But there are a couple other little sections to this song. So a really memorable one is right after the intro when they go into the verse. He plays just these 2 notes. And it's like just sets the mood. So all I'm doing there is holding down these 2 notes. It's the 5th fret on the G string and the 6th fret on the B string. And I'm just picking one after the other. So there is a little second riff in this song as well, and it uses some different chord shapes, but they're all still power chords, which is really nice. So we're going to start down at our F power chord, just like the first riff, and we're going to play it twice. Then we're going to slide down to an E power chord, play it once, back to the F one time, and then 2 times on the 2nd fret, or a G flat power chord. So all together, that's... So you might want to try this a few times just to get used to sliding that shape around. And then after that, we're going to do a quick little bend. This is different than everything else we've done in this song so far. We're going to go from the 4th fret on the G string, and we're just going to bend it up a half step. And it's when he's saying, wah, wah, and he kind of does it at the same time. So try and get that kind of abrasive sound with it. So we're going. So the second half of the riff starts the same way. We go. And then we have a couple more power chords higher up on the neck. So from the 6th fret of the low E, and then on the 4th fret, hitting each of those twice. So one more time, that second half goes like this. So if I was going to put all of that together, I would have... Alright, so that's everything you need to know to play Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you need some extra help, do download our ebook. There's a link down below, and it has everything you need to know about playing power chord riffs like this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good time playing and practicing this riff, and we'll see you next time.